You're listening to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. I'm Ananda Leeke, your Thriving Mindfully coach and podcast host. I'm also an artist, an author, a human design doula, and an interfaith reverend. The Thriving Mindfully podcast is a heart-centered, digital sacred space that I created to inspire and empower you to be present, well, and the real you. Tune into the latest conversation I've been having with myself and others about nurturing, transforming, and celebrating our lives, relationships, and career. Welcome to Season 6 of the Thriving Mindfully podcast. This is the first episode for Season 6, and I want to take a few moments to tell you what we're focusing in on this season. This is a brand new year, 2023, and if you're into numerology like I am and like the folks at the Thriving Mindfully Academy that I lead, let me hip you to a few things. This year, 2023, when you look at it from a numerological perspective, you get the 7-year energy. It's a year of the 7. And how you determine that is by adding 2 plus 2 plus 3 from the year 2023, and you come up with a 7. The year 7 offers us energetic support for tuning within, going deep into our self-discovery and exploring ourselves from the inside out. It's an opportunity to get to know your spirit, to ground yourself in your spiritual and mindful self-care practices, to slow down, to be soft as fuck with yourself by any means necessary, to trust your intuition. And how do you do that? By strengthening that trust muscle. And so one of the things that we're doing during the month of January at the Thriving Mindfully Academy, and what I'm doing in my own personal practice, is that I'm focused on the theme of trust yourself. Each month, we have a theme that we explore in the Thriving Mindfully Academy, and it is grounded in the astrological wisdom that we find in the zodiac signs. We rely heavily on that wisdom. And so for the month of January, we're looking at the Capricorn season and the energetic support that it provides around building our trust muscle. The theme is trust yourself. As we move into the month of January, we meet up with a theme that comes from Aquarius, which is forgive yourself. And in that theme of forgiveness takes us into the month of February. And in society, we hear a lot about love in the month of February because of Valentine's Day. What I am doing is using that month to really go deep into self-forgiveness. That's an area that I don't always spend a lot of time with. And I find in my work with folks in the Thriving Mindfully Academy and my coaching clients that it is something that really requires us to slow down and invest in self-forgiveness. It's a great practice for the wintertime because things are slower. In traditional Chinese medicine, which we are using for wisdom in the Thriving Mindfully Academy, I use it in my own life. We're using the yin energy wisdom that comes from the winter season that began on the winter solstice and that takes us through to the day before the spring equinox in March. We're using that yin energy to slow down, to rest, to go within, to be in the stillness, to explore some things that we may not always give ourselves space to do, and that is forgiveness. And so we're bringing with us on this ride into self-forgiveness the compassion, the patience, the loving kindness, the non-judgment. All of these things make up the 5 mindful self-care vitamins that I have been talking about with folks in my coaching practice, as well as the Thriving Mindfully Academy. We call them the big 5: the loving kindness, the compassion, the non-judgment, the patience, and forgiveness, the star of our month in February. The other theme that we're looking at during the winter season is the Pisces theme that kicks off towards the end of February, and that is prepare yourself. We're preparing ourselves for spring. And there are many ways to prepare ourselves, and we're grounding ourselves in what we need in order to move forward in the spring season that kicks off on the spring equinox, and that brings us to the Aries season of taking action. So one of the things that I want to offer to you is to consider this winter season as your invitation to come home to yourself, to embrace the yin energy, that slow inward energy that invites you to rest, to be still, to use the breath as your BFF to calm the body, to reconnect with the body. And in doing that, to find one mindful self-care practice that you can use during this winter season to ground yourself, to be soft as fuck with yourself, and to begin to develop and or strengthen your ability to trust yourself. And I'm saying that because in my own life right now, trust and trusting myself is something that I got a big invitation to do. It's actually a lifelong journey for me. Right now, I will tell you that I have recently accepted and embraced this new chapter in my life. In 2022, I completed a 30-year chapter that started in 1992, my Saturn return. If you're into astrology, you'll know about the first Saturn return, and that's where things get shaken up. And I've used that that understanding and studied it and allowed it to inform how I'm showing up in my life and how I'm taking care of myself and how I want to share my gifts over the last 30 years. And so I completed that cycle. It's about a 30-year cycle. And I stepped into 2023 with the realization that my second Saturn return has kicked in already. And I'm now entered into another 30-year cycle. And it's a little bit different from the last time. And there's a lot of unknowns in this new chapter. And so for me, trust is very important. And being still and being soft as fuck with myself and giving myself an opportunity to go within and get grounded so that I can hear what Creator and my loving, wise, and well ancestors are asking me to be and to do. And that I can ask for support and I can be vulnerable with the folks that are in my sacred circle. I can get the help that I need. I can make the changes that I need to make in my life. And in the work that I'm doing, because this new chapter is about me showing up with greater emotional maturity and awareness. It's about me really honing in on how I am being called to be a wise woman, an elder. I'm in the early phases of it, but I recognize it, and how I am shifting in the way that I serve with my gifts and the people that I serve. And it's all new territory for me. And so I'm using this winter season to really begin to explore what's next, and doing it with the astrological support that I've been getting, the lunar wisdom support, ancestral medicine support, self-care, all of that. So I want to invite you to do a few things right where you are. I want you to begin to take some deep breaths. Join me in taking one big deep breath in through the nose, holding that breath, and then out through the mouth. Now allow yourself just to breathe normally and naturally, noticing the sound of the breath, just noticing that sound of the breath, and recognizing that you have this inherent trust in your breath. You know that the breath is just going to be there for you. It's going to keep you alive. You know that intuitively. You don't even think about it. It's automatic. When you hear the word trust, what does it feel like in your body? Just take a moment to explore that. And if you need to stop the podcast so you can explore it through writing or just sitting still or maybe drawing it out, do that. That's what's so beautiful about podcasts. You can stop and start them whenever you like. When I slow down and I explore the word trust and how it feels in my body, the first thing that comes up is that it feels like a muscle in my body that helps me tune into the body and the breath as I rest, in knowing that I'm unfolding in spirit's time. So one of the things that I've been using and I've been sharing with coaching clients and with folks in the Thriving Mindfully Academy is this trust acronym that I put together. It actually was a divine download from the spirit and the loving, wise, and well ancestors, if you will. Came when I was being soft as fuck with myself. See what happens when you slow down and offer yourself freedom today and every day? You get acronyms, you get wisdom. Divine downloads is what I like to call them. So my trust acronym is, the T is for tune into the body and the breath. The R is as you rest in knowing that you are what you, the U is for unfolding, the S is in spirits, and the T is time. So together, when you put it all together, the trust acronym is tune into the body and breath as you rest in knowing that you are unfolding in spirit's time. This is an act of surrender. It's an act of surrender. That ain't always easy to do, because you might be like me and be a recovering control freak. And so not knowing what's next, being in the unknown, having to trust, not to, take action, but to allow things to be. And when it's quiet and it's still, child, that is something sometimes for me. I freak the fuck out. So one of the ways that I've been building my trust muscle in my body and my breath is by being soft as fuck with myself. And I want to invite you to use your breath as your anchor and to notice when you need to just breathe deeply and giving yourself that space. And then I also want to invite you to begin just a simple breath work practice, starting in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. One of those times, taking 3 big breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And maybe even adding a hug in that process so that you can slow down and offer yourself freedom today and every day. And that freedom is this birthright of mindfulness, this ability to be aware of what's happening in your body, in your breath, in your life, and what's around you. So try it. Let me know how this practice, this mindfulness practice of using the breath, can help you build trust in your body as well as your breath. The other thing that I wanted to just highlight for you, what we're doing this month in January with the Thriving Mindfully Academy, and we're carrying it into February and March. And I talked a little bit about it, the yin season. In Chinese traditional medicine, or traditional Chinese medicine, that's a better way of saying it, the winter season represents yin energy. It's slow and inward energy. Yin is a water element, and it shows up in the emotion of fear. And in the body, it shows up in our kidneys. It's connected to the kidneys. And one of the best ways to take care of your kidneys and revitalize them is by resting and practicing mindful self-care. Any self-care practice that invites you to slow down and go within, like some of my favorites, meditating, journaling, mindful moments, breathing, breath work, yin yoga, Reiki, sound healing, Tai Chi, Qigong, Yoga Nidra, any of those things will help support your kidneys and strengthen them during the winter season. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and also just to remind you that this winter season of yin energy is your invitation to come home to yourself with mindful self-care. Mindfulness and self-care are your birthrights, and you get every single day 1,440 minutes to practice both. You have at least a minute each day to take a deep breath. When you take a deep breath, you are saying to your body and signaling to your body to calm down. You're calming your nervous system down with a deep breath. You are taking care of yourself, and you are practicing mindfulness. So try it. Try it, try it, try it, try it, try it. And I invite you to let me know how you are trusting yourself, how you are practicing being soft as fuck with yourself, and how you are moving through this winter season in the comment sections of wherever you find this podcast. You can also hit me up on social media with a comment or send me a DM. You can go to my website, anandaleeke.com, and email me, contact me from there. While you're on the website, I want to invite you to sign up for the email list so that we stay connected and you don't miss the special opportunities that I have for you this winter season and all year long. So speaking of special opportunities, tune in to this next message. I think you're going to like it. See you next time. I want to offer you an opportunity to become a soft revolutionary with me in 2023. That's right, a soft revolutionary. A soft revolutionary is a person who is ready to make a commitment to slowing down and offering yourself freedom today by any means necessary. And you're going to be able to do that with my support at 3 different in-person events that I'm hosting in January, February, and March in DC. So let me tell you what's about to go down. On January 22nd and February 26th and March 26th at 2 to 3 p.m., I am hosting the first ever Soft as Fuck Sunday series at Key Kratom CBDT, located at 1517 U Street, Northwest in DC. And so the Soft as Fuck Sunday series is sacred space for you to meditate, reflect, journal, set intentions, and share in a safe space with my support and with a safe community that I am looking forward to leading. Join me by going to anandaleeke.com/soft to get your ticket. Your investment is $23. And we ask that you wear your mask during the event to keep everyone safe. See you at the Soft as Fuck Sunday series. So 2023 for me is a year about diving deep into the self. I am diving deep into myself, and I'm helping my clients in my coaching practice, as well as in the Thriving Mindfully Academy, to dive deeper into themselves so that they can trust and understand and know themselves from the inside out. And one of the ways that we're doing that is through this incredible gift that I was invited to explore 2 years ago during my own coaching sessions with my amazing coach, Marilyn Fontaine. That gift that I like to call the gift that keeps giving is human design. Human design is many things to many people. And I always like to ask people to define it for themselves, because it really is an invitation to experiment and practice with a system that was developed in 1987. And human design is a self-empowerment tool. And for me, I say that human design is a self-empowerment tool that shows you where and how to access your body's awareness and wisdom. And in doing that, you empower yourself to be present, well, and the real you in your life, relationships, and career. Really what it does is it helps you thrive mindfully. And like we like to say, it helps you embrace thriving mindfully as a heart-centered approach to just being. You are a human being, not a human doing. And so human design marries ancient wisdom systems, including the African science of astrology. I did say African because astrology was born in ancient Kemet, which is known as ancient Egypt. It marries the Chinese I Ching, the Hindu chakra system, and the Jewish Kabbalah, along with quantum physics. Now, I say that human design is a spicy gumbo that's made from a recipe that only you can enjoy. Your human design recipe gives you the ingredients you need to navigate your life and express your divine talents, skills, and potential. And these ingredients come in the form of some things that could sometimes confuse you. When you go to any human design website, you'll see this chart. It's a body graph, and you'll see numbers and shapes and astrological signs and planet signs, and it can look like a lot. And so with this body graph, you're able to see your human design type, also known as your human design aura. You're able to determine your strategy. There's 5 different energy types. I'm not trying to tell you all about them in one swoop, but there's an authority that helps you make decisions, make better choices in your life. There are profiles and centers and so much more. Now, one of the reasons why I'm sharing human design and taking a deeper dive into integrating it into the work that I do and helping to empower, inspire people just like you to show up as their real selves, is because it's been one of the most powerful experiences that I've had. It's really given my life greater meaning and has helped me look back at different parts of my life and get a better understanding for how I was making certain decisions and how I got to this point. Now, it took me a couple months to really breathe it all in when it was first introduced to me in 2021. At one point, it clicked in, and then I took a deep dive into understanding it for myself and then how I could use it in my business. And I took a couple of different courses with some human design teachers, and they introduced me to how to read a human design chart, how to support folks just like you who were new to human design, how to take my own understanding and open it up to inspire and empower you to get your own understanding, to practice it and to get to know it by experimenting with it. Because that's the only way. You can read books, watch videos, hear podcasts, have someone tell you about it, but until you actually begin to experiment with it for yourself, then it doesn't really make a lot of sense for you. It's just up in your head. You gotta allow it to move into your body and allow it to move into your heart and your spirit. And so I have been able to show up stronger because of the human design. And in 2022, I started drawing my idea of what a human design chart looked like based on my features as an African-American woman and my creativity. And when I started drawing my design, I started embodying it more. And it's something that I'm offering to folks that I coach, and I'm creating collages along with that. So I'm going to stop right there and just say that learning about and embodying my human design is a lifelong practice. It's magical, it's messy, it's mysterious, and it's meaningful. And it often feels like I'm in labor and I'm ready to give birth. That's why I turn to a coach to help me understand it, because a coach held space for me and offered guidance and support. And that's what I'm doing now. And I call myself a human design doula. because I'm holding space for you where you're able to feel safe, seen, and heard. And in creating this sacred and safe space, I'm offering you compassion, curiosity, clarity, and a commitment to your highest good. And I'm offering you guidance and support so that you can learn and use human design in the way that works best for you. Tune into what I have to say next to find how we might work together in you learning and integrating human design into your life, relationships, and career. One of the best ways to develop your own understanding of human design is by getting a reading, by getting a coaching session. And so that's what I'm offering as your human design doula. Go to anandaleeke.com/human design to learn how we can work together. Thanks for tuning in to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. If you're ready to be inspired and empowered with my coaching support, join me in the Thriving Mindfully Academy. Visit anandaleeke.com/academy. Now, if you're ready to dive deeper and move past your comfort zone with my one-on-one coaching program, book a discovery call with me today. Visit anandaleeke.com. If you need something juicy to read, check out my 3 mindfulness books, Love's Troubadours, a self-love and yoga-inspired novel, That Which Awakens Me, a mindful creativity memoir, and Digital Sisterhood, a mindful technology memoir. Go to anandaleeke.com/books. All of my books are available on Amazon.com. Well, that about wraps us up. And as I always like to say, may we all continue to embrace thriving mindfully in everything that we think, feel, say, and do. See you next time.